My name's Tara Caldwell. I've been modeling for a few years now, probably just a little over 3 years. I didn't ever really plan on getting into modeling, it just kind of happened. I have a photographer who works with my mother, and she actually saw me and was like, oh my gosh, I need to shoot you. So I actually told her no at first, but after a little bribing from my mom, I decided it could be a really great opportunity. So I went ahead and did that with her, and I just fell in love with it. My favorite part of modeling has to be the fact that it's for everyone. A lot of people think of modeling as a huge competition and, only specific girls can do it if you have certain height or certain measurements, but I'm finding out that really you just play on your strong suits. For example, I have big old eyes, so I always am trying to look at ways where I can play up my eyes and just play up the features that work well for me. And if a photographer is looking for a certain look, I might not be the right girl for that look, but maybe the next shoot I'll be the one. There's always something different that they're looking for. There's all kinds of different models that you need, so it's really great because it really accentuates the uniqueness of each person, and you really get to appreciate the things that you might have thought were flaws in photos that are coming through, and that's the most beautiful part about you. So that's what I really enjoy. So a lot of people think modeling is pretty easy, but have you ever held the same pose for like 15 minutes? You get a little sore. And it's interesting because the most awkward things, you think, oh, this doesn't feel right, but it might look really cool through the lens. You really never know. It is really challenging. It's very physical, a lot more than you think. And I've done all different kinds of modeling. I've been jumping on a trampoline, posing in the air. I have modeled in snow melt, 55 degrees, oceans, in rivers. So laying down in the mud. It's not quite as glamorous as it looks, but it's always worth a shot, and you always get a really great result from it. So it's a lot of fun. Another thing I would have never expected was such a strong community. Now that I've been shooting for a few years and I've got to meet a lot of different photographers around the different areas, I found out that a lot of the girls and male models also, and the photographers are really, really nice. Everyone is really accommodating. Everyone wants to make sure that you're safe, you're comfortable. I personally always am straightforward with my boundaries. This is what I want to do, this is what I will not do. That way there's no surprises, but everyone's really respectful, and I've met a lot of great people, so it's been a really eye-opening experience. I never would have thought such a big industry would have such a small town, community vibe, so I enjoy that. Normally, I don't really have any pet peeves. Sometimes it's confusing if there is a big gap in communication. So some photographers are really straightforward, if I do this, I'm grabbing your face, tilt that way, tilt this way, Some photographers are like, oh, do that thing you did last time. Oh, no, not like that, like this. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like this, like this? So it can be kind of confusing sometimes. Normally, it just takes a couple times working with them though, and you kind of get the feel for how they describe things and how they like to shoot and what their flow is. And the same goes for models. Everyone's a little bit different, so you kind of just have to meet each other and try it out and see what you get. I always really appreciate it when a photographer allows me to see some of the images. For example, on my end, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not quite sure how it's coming through the lens. So sometimes, you feel like this is so awkward, it can't look good, but then they show you and you're like, oh wow, that's pretty amazing. I should, do this a little more, or, just little adjustments make the biggest difference. From here, tilt your head there, tilt your head there, you're getting a different shot every time. So you really just gotta work with each other, and then just the littlest adjustments make a huge difference. Communication really is key, I think. For anyone who's wanting to pursue this kind of career, I would say definitely don't give up. There is resistance, you're not always gonna be the right model for the shot, so don't get discouraged. Just realize, your own personal characteristics, your own unique physical and, what's the word? Physical and, I'm losing it, emotional, there we are. So your personality really comes through in the shots. It's not just, anyone can hold a pose, but what you bring through, what comes through your eyes, your emotion, everything matters. So it all makes a difference. A couple tips that I would give in general is usually standing straight on is a little less flattering, always kind of turn to the side. Another thing is, this one really helped me. So whenever you're standing there, imagine you have a string through your body and you're posing, oh wait, remember, pull the string up tight. You stand up tall, you elongate yourself. It really just is more flattering in general. And then always just be really confident. If you don't know what you're doing, just fake it. So I'd also like to say thank you. I'm a little bit shy, believe it or not. So I don't always go out and post a bunch of my own photos or, promote myself too much, but I do really appreciate all the photographers I've worked with and the experience I've gained and the photos I've gotten. It's really made me who I am today, and I've actually gained a lot of confidence doing this, so it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it.